Hi everyone! So, in case you were curious, it's been a while, but book 3 of my series, The Blacktop Brothers, has been out for about a month and a half now. It's called The Blacktop Brothers 3 Drop Zone Madness. It's been a 2 to 3 year project. I'm very, very proud of it, in case you were curious and you wanted to buy it. But that's not the point. I'm here to talk about my 10 favorite TV shows, and I have a confession to make. I know that there are so many good TV shows out there, like Gotham, like Daredevil, but I'm not really a TV person anymore. I don't really have a lot of time lately because I've been working on these giant projects right now, including 2 books at the same time, an animation project that might show up in my YouTube account sometime. Look out for it. So a lot of these TV shows are cartoons that I missed out on in my childhood and went back to visit. So, spoiler alert, 7 of these TV shows are cartoons. But personally, I have a favorite. I feel that these kinds of TV shows help kids get ready for the world, and if they entertain a 16-year-old like me, then I think they deserve some recognition. So, it's time for my first top 10 in a very long time. I hope you enjoy. So starting off at number 10 is an anime series, and it's the 3rd in a series installment. And at my school, anime is a pretty big thing. A lot of people collect the comic books and watch the shows, but I don't. But I've been into this anime series since I was little. So the first 2 installments were pretty good, but with number 3 in the Yu-Gi-Oh series, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, I think that they finally got everything for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe correct, with the addition of the Synchro Monsters. I guess I'm not a big fan of anime because the thing is, I think that the longer it goes on, it generally can get very dorky. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is not an exception per se, but I think that they get the drama right by showing off characters from the underworld rather than at some academy. There are so many close calls, the turbo duels are a lot of fun, and there are so many characters to feel sympathy for. So coming in at number 9 is a cartoon that I can only describe as a great big naughty pleasure. It either makes me giddy with laughter or evil. And it's called What's with Andy. The famous Andy Larkin is played by Ian James Corlett, who is the voice for the upcoming Sly Cooper movie, and he is just perfect for that clever, calm voice. He calls himself the world's greatest prankster, with his sidekick and BFF Danny and love interest Lori, who got 3 different voice actors to voice her over the 3 seasons, one of which, had a tragic car accident. Anyway, the pranks are a little bit implausible to me. Like, the main pranks are very over the top and very amazing. That the other pranks can be a bit more realistic and therefore a little bit more fun imagining it, but that's not to say that this cartoon is pretty funny and pretty punchy. This cartoon reminds us of how fun it is to not do as you're told. Now, you may not be surprised with what number 8 was, since I'm, me, and I know that's the exact same thing I said during my 10 best books I've ever read list. I guess number 8 has a special place for me talking about them in general anyway, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s and 90s takes the number 8 spot. Even though they annoyingly never call themselves by their short names and keep calling themselves Michelangelo or Leonardo, it's easy to get by because these turtles, as well as all of the backgrounds and all of the colors, they're all just so adorably and refreshingly done. And even though there are some bad episodes there and there, I have never seen a TV show without at least one episode that makes me go, ish. But for every so-so episode, there are 4 genius ones, if you ask me. And that theme song is so catchy, and no, I'm not gonna say it. I think that the 2003 cartoon that 4Kids TV made was too cubic and didn't have that soul that I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deserve to have. And what's with those white eyes? And the 2012 cartoon is a cartoon that I sometimes watch, and I've been keeping up with it. The action scenes are spectacular, but Mikey is a little, I don't know, underrated by his peers and by pretty much everyone in general. And that Splinter may as well be the worst protagonist in cartoon history. So out of all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons, the very first one takes the cake. Definitely. It's just a lot of fun seeing all the Shredder's plans ruined with this clever slapstick, using the field to your advantage, like using the staff to knock over rocks and build some Rube Goldberg contraption that you didn't know existed. It's just a lot of fun. Now for number 7, I don't know a single person who has seen this show and doesn't like it. It has been a hit ever since it launched in 2007. No kidding. You all know what I'm talking about. The Big Bang Theory, of course. Whenever there's a joke that I really don't get, there's always a joke somewhere else to make up for it, and the characters basically make every joke funny. I love the character development too. The 3 relationships, excluding Raj, are some of the most mature and funny relationships you will ever see in television. For every so-so episode, there are 7 stand-up and clap ones. And now for the 6 shows that I think are perfect and I'll probably love forever. Now number 6 is my most recent new favorite, and I was in denial about liking it for a while. But I went back a while back and... what am I saying? I went back to see a few episodes, and I watched it, and I thought, okay, who's not going to like that? This show is right up there with Bill Nye the Science Guy and getting kids interested in science. I'm talking about Grossology. I'm very happy that the main character is a girl with a terrific voice actress and my sister's name. It shows how a cartoon like this can be gender neutral after all. From the same creators of 16, which is another favorite from me, this show is about the science of gross extended to a full-on adventure story. Kind of like a Canadian Kim Possible or The Incredibles. I can't give much higher praise than that. It really extends the science of why worms go someplace when rubbing a stick, what BO is made of, what zits are made of, and even how radio waves can cause diarrhea like they did in the sequel to Kick-Ass 2. Actually, that last one, I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but it could be cool if it was true. And the science that they show behind it could be kind of accurate. And that's something that I like in books like Michael Vey and The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. They show off this science fiction that isn't that far from the truth, or basically uses true facts and turns them into fantasy. It lets people be inspired that somehow we may someday get to fly, or someday we may have a zit ray. I don't know. And yes, this show is delightfully disgusting. I think that it will make some people spew, but I like it because I think that's what it's trying to do, and I like it when shows are good at what they're trying to do. Except when that's to annoy people. Now coming in at number 5 is a show that makes me laugh more than any other show ever. Not combined, but it may come close. How good is Wizards of Waverly Place? That good. What's incredible is it doesn't resort to restricted jokes, and it's funny all the same. Eating chocolate like there's no tomorrow, mocking the Tribeca turkeys with cheerleading. Just, this show is downright irreplaceable. It's so good. Now I remember when I decided to see the first episode of this on my Mac, I was having one of the worst days of my life after one of the worst weeks of my life. I remember every single detail. And watching that first episode was the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm talking about the original Ben 10 show. I even have a personal list of my favorite aliens to the least favorite. The idea is gold and gives the show a variety of styles without forgetting that it's a cartoon and it's supposed to entertain. Ben 10 does so in spades. I haven't seen the other 3 installments in the franchise, mostly because just they don't look that good in comparison to this cute one. I guess to me they just look phoned in like another Pokemon show or something. Just number 4 is the first one. Now taking the number 3 spot is Monster by Mistake. Oh my god. Just this show is so rare these days, and I'm so mad about it. I didn't watch it when I had a chance, and it was one of the worst mistakes of my life. In fact, if you buy my book, and you go to the About the Author part, you'll see that one of my favorite hobbies is digging around the internet for the episodes. It's that good. Ever since I first saw the theme song for it, and I found some episodes on YouTube that were in Hebrew, and I found this website that I thought was blocked but wasn't, and altogether I've seen about 20 episodes now, and I know where to find them again. -1, but And each and every one of those 20 episodes left a big grin on my face by the end. Some more than others, but every time, a grin. Monster by Mistake might as well be not just the best 3D cartoon ever made, but also the best cartoon about fantasy and secret identity ever made. It's what awakened me into doing 3D animation again. Like, I know, the animation is from 1999 to 2003. But there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I could kind of see how they did it, and it told me I can do something like that. I know how to do it, or more like I can see it in my eyes now thanks to this. Every scene that has an unintentional scare and every scene with the adorable Johnny B. Dead is a mini masterpiece. Now spoilers, but number 2 is a cartoon, and if you remember I said that 7 of them were cartoons, so number 1 is not a cartoon. But anyway, yeah. Now spoilers, but number 2 is a cartoon. It's the best cartoon I've ever seen, so number 1 is not a cartoon. But I'd probably get a lot of hate if I didn't mention this cartoon, but you're in luck. Number 2 is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Really, what can I say other than action, comedy, drama, originality, art? Did I say action? Yeah, I did the first time. They're all top-notch. There's not much else to say other than it's obvious this will be known as some of the best entertainment of the early millennium in the years to come. Every bend of air, water, fire, or earth is worth treasuring. And now for number 1. Now if you've done the math, 3 of the shows that I've mentioned so far have been Canadian. And I'm Canadian too. I guess I'm just a fan. Now this show was a family favorite in the past. We used to lay in bed from 7 to 7:30 in the morning and watch it in order to wake up. We did it for years and years, and number 1 is called Life with Derek. A sibling rivalry and general life at school show. One with hilarious, and always hilarious, blue screen transitions and impossible energy. No, I meant to say incomparable energy, but that energy, it's pretty much impossible to replicate. Though Casey and Derek can be annoying in their own ways, that's what makes them such perfect characters. Sometimes you agree with one, sometimes you agree with the other. You can never really take a side. And another final thing worth noting are the perfect sound effects and laugh-a-minute gags. You're gonna have a favorite character or favorite member of the Venturi McDonald family if you decide to watch this, I promise you that. So what are your 10 favorite TV shows? Or what are your favorite cartoons? I hope I can hear from you, and thanks for watching my video, and look out for the Blacktop Brothers 3 Drop Zone Madness on Amazon, and look forward to my 3D animation project. I'm gonna show you something from it soon.